would, oh, I didn't put that, sorry. We left with Aaron's depressing slide. All right, so how can we make Code Smile happen? We need to pool our resources and networking powers. So ladies, Demco ladies, would you please pass around the support pledge cards? And if each of you would take one and feel free to fill it out. There's a couple different ways that you can give. Some of it's just time, some of it's just, I have a great idea for a speaker, or I'm involved in the school district and this is how many kids we're talking about. Any way possible to get this moving. There's little Dropbox glass bowls in the back that you can put it in. The next step would just probably be brainstorming and solidifying a board. And for the most part, I feel like there's 5 different ways, 5 different steps that we need to make this happen. Here's the commitment cursor. Obviously, the first one is money, public awareness for the initiative, getting speakers, a venue, and then obviously getting our audience there. So let's talk about the money. We have been working hard to get grants. We would need some partnerships with other nonprofit organizations that perhaps we can pool our resources, because it seems like there's lots of pockets of people trying to do things that maybe aren't as efficient or impactful if we would all band together. Getting corporate sponsors and just plain old fundraising. Tracy, who's one of my dedicated employees, has been tirelessly investigating grants, and these are the ones we have in the works currently. That adds up quite a bit there. Thank you, Tracy. She's blushing and bright red in the back. Everybody look. These are some possible partnerships that I'm just putting out there. I have the Girl Scouts on there because my lovely Aunt Kathy has worked for them for 32 years now. So hopefully maybe that's something that fits in. I've got the Megan Myers Foundation on there. Tina's more than excited to partner with us. Bully Project, and then obviously there's some of these other organizations that we could combine together. Just brainstorming for possible corporate sponsors. Have worked with Build-A-Bear already. One of my patients is president of Cisco Foods, and they supply all the foods for the dome and the stadium, so hoping for a plug there. One of my closest friends does the PR for McDonald's, and depending on how large we would get, there could definitely be some sponsorship there. I also talked to Invisalign today, who would be more than happy to be involved if we got to the national level, possibly even just the local, if now we're talking about 50,000 plus kids. We've got some donations already. So you see that H1 after my name there? That's this, which covers a bit of public awareness. This Hummer currently drives around to my Washington, I have 3 office locations, Chesterfield, St. Charles, and Washington, Missouri. This Hummer goes out to the schools in Washington, Missouri, about 20 different schools, and picks the kids up for their appointments and brings them to the office and then takes them back. This was something I did when the economy was down and a lot of the factories had layoffs and the parents were taking jobs in the city. So for them to get back to Washington at a new job was not a very smart move. So they had the money to continue for treatment, but getting them there wasn't quite an easy task. I got a steal on the vehicle, you wouldn't believe it. But it's fun and exciting to drive around. We have had it at many events, parades. We've taken it to, you can see us all in our little get up, our duds, going to the Bob Costas fundraiser for Colonel Glennon. It's quite flashy. Other public awareness we've already done is we've been at some Magic House events where kids are learning about oral health. They had sponsors for that. The top We have one of our Code Smile ambassadors here this evening. Jake. There's Jay. Yep. He's bragged about right there in the middle. He's a senior at Clayton High School. And he's done quite a bit of philanthropic things. So we also have Abby and Tara, who are not here tonight, but he's plugged into the school and with the young crowd and gives us meaningful feedback, and will continue to give us meaningful feedback as we move this forward, and as community involvement that we've already gotten into is, as I mentioned, fairs, parades, open houses, golf tournaments. So that really helps bring awareness to the name. And in 2012, we have even more planned. This is all due to Tracy. She likes parades. And the chili cook-off. Obviously, social media will be a big part of this as we are reaching out to the younger crowd. Tracy also was in contact with the Oral Health America's Smile Across America.
Smiles Across America.
Smiles Across America. And they, would you like to say in a sentence what they offered to help us with?
They offered to team with us and let us join their social media group. Well, they will they'll put it out on their website, Twitter, everything, any information that we send them. They will put it right with all of their stuff. And that's national. I'm sorry, I get really excited about this. And that's national for Code Smile, which is huge. Absolutely huge.
She called me like 3 times that day. Get the phone. Oh my God, national. They're going to put us on national.
Yeah.
But national access to the PTA, the PTO, and the National Association of School Boards. Obviously, we'll need a website. All right, so speakers, the fun part. Beginning research. I feel like we're going to need a board specific for that. And my friend Rebecca Harry, that works for McDonald's, also was head of PR at Sears for a number of years. So she's worked with, I'm not suggesting this person is a speaker, but Christina Aguilera, or she's worked with Michael Jordan. She's pitched the Oprah Winfrey Show and gotten on. She's done lots of amazing things. She's very good. She's a key token here for researching speakers, finding what their heart's about, making proposals to them. And I'm just really excited to get to work with her. She's Skyping in right now to hear this lecture. This is one of the ones I thought of that I've heard great feedback on that's available. J.R. Martinez, he's an Iraqi war veteran. He's a motivational speaker and was actor on All My Children. First he was just playing an Iraqi veteran, and then he was cast as a full-time character. He spent 34 months in recovery after he was trapped inside his Humvee, nearly burning alive. He's undergone 33 different surgeries, including skin grafts and cosmetic surgery. While recovering, he started speaking to other burn patients while in the hospital, sharing his experiences and listening to others. News of his story and his efforts led him to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, 60 Minutes, CNN, and more. And he is a big part for helping veterans come back and reestablish themselves. But he was last seen and known for being on Dancing with the Stars. And I think he might have won. He won. So the nation obviously got behind him. One the kids might be more interested in is Bethany Hamilton. For those of you who aren't familiar, she was the subject matter of Soul Surfer. She was a beautiful, aspiring surfer who had her arm bit off by a shark, and within 3 weeks she was back in the water. And the end of that year, it's very hard to surf with one arm. By the end of that year, she won first place in nationals with one arm. And she is a very inspired person who feels that people can do whatever they want if they just set their heart to it. Never give up and just go out there and do it. So she's very relatable to the kids. People get really, when we play this movie in the office, kids get really excited. So then next would be the venue. Where would we want to have it? Would it be the Dome? Would it be the stadium, which Aaron is guaranteed we can get? Her dad's my Shannon, if nobody caught the last name. Or we could do the Scott Trade Center. Or possibly Shape Fits, depending on the size of the kid, the number of kids we get involved, or how many schools are interested in partaking. Or even the family arena has been suggested out in St. Charles. Next is getting the audience. Kids like this. I've got some good goofy pictures online today. We want the audience to be all kids, the most vulnerable, awkward age, where they can also comprehend a message. Obviously, self-esteem begins very early, but we want them to be able to hear the speakers and walk away with something impactful. We want them to be wowed, so they have to be interesting speakers that the kids are going to relate to. That's where our ambassadors can help a lot with. So I was corrected tonight that the city and public schools in St. Louis, city and county, are about 50,000 in this age group we're talking. And that's not including the private schools or outside St. Louis County. And we need to talk about transportation. Luckily, I do have my offices in 3 very distinct different areas, and the school teachers that I've talked to have said that with proper planning, the school allows, if depending on how their buses are paid for field trips and for that to be included. So if we have a day where they count that as a field trip, that's more than possible to happen. This is no small thing. So when we get back, this is my lovely sister Jenny and my father. What is your dream for your children? Will you feel pride in their choices, feel peace knowing she found joy when you see it in her face? Will you see happiness in her smile when she finds the second best man on the planet next to Daddy? The Code Smile Initiative, last thing, thank you, is a nonprofit organization established to help facilitate dialogue and character building skills in young adults. Its goal is to bring awareness of the existence and dangers of the stresses in our teen lives today. Code Smile will promote a positive change through education and exposure to strong role models. The idea is to get impactful speakers in front of our youth and share their experiences in overcoming life's hurdles. I thought her face was just perfect for what we do. So thank you so much for coming tonight, and please fill out your cards and let me know if you'd like to be involved to help me move this forward, and including other names that you feel might be helpful or interested in this. And thank you for coming.